And I know there's supposedly some sort of Harvard study that's ongoing right now measuring all sorts of markers in people that have done hot yoga and whether or not it mimics heat shock proteins that are created in the sauna. Because the thing is, like, you are getting this incredible cardiovascular exercise because your heart's beating like crazy. And, you know, you're not doing cardio per se, but your heart rate gets jacked because of the heat and the stress.
Totally.
And then on top of that, even though it's only 105 degrees, your body is heating up. You're really sweating up a storm in there. I mean, I've taken some friends there that have never experienced it before, and they're like, fucking yoga, come on, bro, yoga. And then they get in there, and then I look over at them 15 minutes in, and they're like, fucking A. And I'm like, yeah.
It is.
I told you, it's not what you think it is.
Because you're doing, like, yoga, even uncoupled from the heat stress, like the hot part, yoga is also, like, it's pretty intense, like, yes, holding those positions and stuff. Yeah. And, like, your heart rate does start to elevate. I mean, it's like, just from that alone. Adding on the sauna, which mimics moderate physical activity, that's been shown, absolutely mimics it, and then all the, you know, studies that have shown that. On top of that, I mean, that's like, it's super intense. It's super intense. The really cool thing about, and I want to get my mom, I think once we move the sauna, like, to our home where it's not like the office, like, I want to, people that are sedentary, and people that are sedentary for whatever reason, maybe they're sedentary because they're disabled, or maybe they're sedentary because they've had a lifetime of being sedentary, and it is just hard to get them motivated to go exercise. Like, the sauna to me is like, that's so important because it's giving these people a potential cardiovascular workout. No, it is. That's been shown. It's giving them a cardiovascular workout without having to force them to go for a run or to get on a bike. You know, that people think, like, when you tell them go sit in the sauna, they think of like a spa. Like, yeah, I want to go do that. You get someone who's like my mom, who she's sedentary. You know, she's not like a physically active person, and she needs to be. But like the sauna, that's kind of my goal, is to get her doing, and we'll have to start slowly because you have to adapt. You know, the heat shock proteins help with that. The more times you're exposed to heat stress, and the more adapted you are, like the heat shock proteins increase quicker, and so it's part of the adaptation process as well of you know, being able to handle the heat stress. But like, I want to get her to do that because, like, any cardiovascular improvement is going to help her mood. It's going to help her you know, all-cause mortality. That's been shown. You know, 4 to 7 times a week, 40% lower all-cause mortality. Cardiovascular-related mortality is 50% lower. You know, so like, I think that's a really cool thing about the sauna, is that you can get people that are disabled, people that can't go for a run. You know, I mean, I still think exercise, I mean, it's the best thing ever. Yeah. Period. For everything. Right. You know, for everything. It's just going to overall improve the way you age, and that's going to make you more robust and resilient to anything. Yeah. You know?
Sauna to me is, there's so many benefits, but one of the big ones is that muscles feel better. They feel looser. They're not as sore. Like, when I have hard workouts and I get in the sauna afterwards, I feel like my recovery is more rapid.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't do a lot of resistance training. Shame on me. I don't have that same perspective. But there have been studies, at least were localized heat on people that had a limb immobilized. I don't remember what limb it was, but after a week, people that had the heat treatment, local heat treatment, had almost 40% less muscle atrophy. And in huge in animal studies. And like, I remember I like shared this animal study in an article I wrote years ago before the human study came out, and like, there were critics, well, it's animals and blah blah blah, you can't say it does this. And I would get on the mechanism, and they showed it was heat shock proteins, and there's all, you know, like, and I was so happy when that human study came out, because it was like, told you motherfucker.